agent is joining your team.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in. How we doing today? Wonderful to see you all. Very sorry for the small stream delay here. There was a dev stream this morning, and as you may know, if you have YouTube notifications on, we just posted a recap, but I was wrapping that up before going live. But thank you all so much for being here. As I said, lovely to see you. Crazy Lucas, my guy, with the Prime resub said, "Ho, how you doing, man?" Very good to see you. Wow, YouTube connected at the start for once. Nissan, Tarians, Black Tusk, Helios, Gnarly, Aurelius. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm so sorry. Metal Chick, good to see you. Kaz, Cannies, Chris, hello everyone on the YouTube side. Matt Kane, Sith, Draconis, Grim, A2, Midnight, and more on Twitch. How's it going, folks? How we doing today? The Halo music to start off is fitting. Halo music? We only play Division tunes around here. The one that was playing just before I switched over was from the Survival soundtrack back in Div 1. Blackout DZ already sounds like hell. I'm not going to be going in there, I'll tell you that. I don't need any prototype in my PvP experience, but I know there's people out there who have wanted it, so I hope they are satisfied. Lucas as well with the 47 months on YouTube said who times 2. How you doing, man? Thank you so much for 47 months on YouTube. That's insane. And giving over your Prime on Twitch. Very generous of you, guy. My guy is what I was going for. Chris with the 5 stream streak. We're going streaking. Might want to change the wording. How you doing, man? Kicking off a hype train on Twitch. I feel like those things just start themselves now sometimes. Either way, thank you all very much. That's very kind. When to go with the hydrate? Keeping me on it early. I'll do it right now. How you doing? Couldn't wait for the recap. I hoped it lived up to your expectations, Spectre. Yeah, it was pretty good. I was looking through the comments before I hit live, and some people were like, what was the point of this? They just did it to yap. I think getting those more kind of informal sit-down chats is good. I think we need more of that kind of communication, so I thought it was a good thing, but perhaps some people did not like the, what was it, like hour and 20 minutes of chatting. Yeah, good to see you back, Metal. I hope everything is well. Do you think the Battle for Brooklyn Deluxe DLC is worth it? The only thing that Deluxe gets you, Nicholas, compared to the base version is one outfit. I don't personally think it's a very good outfit. Maybe you will. That stuff is subjective, but I would take a look at the photos and see if you like it. If not, just get the regular version. The DLC itself is plenty of fun, but Deluxe just gets you a singular outfit. Looking forward to the audio fix we talked about. 100%. Yeah, I'm very glad that they have a definitive date for that. We'll see if it fully fixes the problem. But, yeah, that should be good. I missed the stream. What's the footnotes? The main things is that August 11th is Year 8 Season 2.3. We're going to get the fix to the audio issues that have been going on. There's going to be the next round of PvP balancing. They're adding a PvP shooting range, which is pretty tight. As well as DZ loot improvements. And then come Season 3, the PvE DZ is being made permanent. That will now always be here in the game. Season 3 is also going to bring a new Dark Zone rule set and rotation called the Blackout DZ that includes prototype gear. And Season 3 is also going to see prototype recalibration and optimization added to the game. In some form. They didn't clarify what exactly it will look like, but I think those are the most of the big announcements. Otherwise, they just talked a lot about topics like bugs, maintenance, cheating, some other stuff about the reception from this update. So, a few things here and there. But yes, if you want the full recap, we got a 15-minute recap just posted on YouTube shortly ago. Vegino, thank you very much for the tier 1 resub. Said, hope you're having a wonderful day, sir. I absolutely am. I'm a little tired. The stream was quite early my time, but can't complain. Wouldn't want to be doing anything else. Thank you so much for the resub and supporting the channel. I'd like to see a winter event based off the sandstorm. So you want to see survivors, is what you're saying. But yeah, no, I think Dust Storm is a good proof of concept that altering the world and altering the weather patterns and stuff like that can create a lot of variety and freshness in content that we're pretty accustomed to. Yeah, Kaz, they did talk about lag switchers on the stream, and they're working on better detection methods for that, so it's less of an issue. I hope we'll get something on Survivor soon. Me as well. I'm actually going to do a video on this weekend. I wouldn't be shocked if they go back to Gamescom. That's where we got the Survivors reveal last year. And given we've yet to really get any big updates on that or the new DLC since March, I could very well see Gamescom being the spot where we get that kind of deal. Sky Captain Gaming with the $5 super chat on YouTube. Very kind of you. Thank you so much. Said returning player after a long time. Just wanted to say I really appreciate your guides and videos, brother. Keep up the good work. This is what happens when I get up at 5:30 in the morning. Sky Captain, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Welcome back to the game. I hope you're enjoying. And it gives me much joy that the guides helped you out in any way, shape, or form. Thank you for going the extra mile to say that and to support. That's very, very kind. Bimbas, what's up? Enjoying this event a lot. One thing that would make it more immersing is some kind of siren that would... I'm really having trouble today. Some kind of siren that would sound coming off of the dust storm. Any idea where we can express these kinds of suggestions? Yeah, do you mean like an indicator when it's going to switch storm type? Because I agree, that would be cool, especially, yeah, if you just go the route of like the I'm not going to mimic it, but yeah, like the air raid siren kind of noise. As for where to suggest it, the primary place the devs say they look for feedback is on Discord. There's an official The Division Discord with feedback forums and all that stuff, and that is where they scrape for feedback the most. That said, they also say that they check Reddit, they check Twitter, really anywhere you want to put that. But I definitely am working on an event review kind of video, and I didn't have the idea of the siren. That's cool. But along the same lines, yeah, I think there needs to be just some kind of a better indicator for when it's switching storm type so that you can be fully aware of what's going on. Matt Kane. Well, we finished off our hype train to level 1. Thank you all. But Matt Kane then coming in with the 5 gifted subs. Thank you, man. If any of those 5 people are on Twitch, please drop the one and only Matt Kane. And thank you in the chat for his generosity. You can enjoy no ads on there. You can get a cool badge, some emotes, Discord access if you want it. Matt, thank you, sir. I hope you're doing well today. Fulci, yes, they announced in today's dev stream that August 11th is when they're implementing a fix for the audio issue. They didn't promise that it will necessarily be 100% resolved in all cases, but the quote was, you should see significant audio improvements come the August 11th patch. Now Lucas with the 5 stream streak, building it back up. Regardless of when or how you're here, man. Thank you for interacting and being a part of the community as you are. Abstract, what's going on? Quick questions. Is there a general cadence to the expertise boost event like we had at the beginning of the season? I'm a returning player trying to find the best time to grind the last 15. It's one of the rarer ones that we've seen them do, unfortunately. I think we've had 2 or 3 times in a row now they've done one at the beginning of a season. So no guarantee, but Season 3 currently is set to drop on September 1st. And so I would say maybe keep an eye out for like early September for a boost on that. They'll refresh the calendar one more time when Point 3 drops, which is on August 11th, as you can see right here. So in case there's going to be one this season, they'll add it on that day. But otherwise, I would keep an eye out early September. You think PTS will be this weekend? Maybe. What did they say in the stream? I think they said it was coming soon-ish. I would think probably next week might make a little bit more sense. Which would be unfortunate because I'm not going to be here. But yeah, next week. Maybe the one after, but the week after is going to be Incursion Week, so that's going to be even more busy. There's a lot of stuff coming up. That is how it is these days. Well, we will get to it. As much as I love sitting here and chatting. But I did want to say thank you all for tuning in. We've got over 100 people watching on both YouTube and Twitch. Thank you very much. This is the last day to get the Dust Storm drops over on Twitch, in case you've not. I believe that's open until, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours from now. So for the entirety of this stream, you'll be able to grab those if you have not yet. Speed Racer, what's up, man? With a 5-stream streak as well, listening to RG Smooth Voice while I'm at work. Thank you so much. I've now, the voice is really a part of the brand. I have to take good care of it, otherwise people will stop watching me. I'm kidding, but thank you very much for the streak, my guy. Good to see you. Do you have a build video coming out featuring the Prima Donna? Currently not beyond the one that I've already done. Probot. If you checked out the video on the channel, I showed both a PvE and PvP build in that. But currently I'm not working on another one, no. If that's something you want to see, though, you can let me know. But yeah, what do we got going on now? Obviously, today is reset. I wanted to see what the targets were. I assume it's not Striker or anything crazy, because I've not seen any posts. Imminent Armaments, Brazos, Pistols, Golan, Habsburg. Yeah, nothing too wild there. Nothing I would even really want to go for. I guess I could get a Picaros, but meh. In the store, they added, for some reason, like another random Assassin's Creed outfit. I mean, I don't think it's technically one of those, but basically, right? So, I guess if you really like those, that's in there. They have started, which one is it? Assault as of today, and keep in mind, it's optimization surge as well. Oh, that's been going? I'm out of the loop on that stuff. Keep in mind that this one now works with the Incursion for the first time ever. They didn't update the description in there, but yeah, if you want to jump into the Incursion to prep for Broken Rain, which is coming on the 11th, or if you just want a chance at getting the Ouroboros or the newly added Prima Donna, then you can run Assault within Paradise Lost. I know a lot of people are still very adverse to matchmaking for Incursions in Div 2. I'll tell you, I did, let's see, 2 of them were with a pre-made. I did 11 match-made runs last week without the GE. There was only 1 that was failed, so I guess 12 in total. I did 12 and only 1 of them was failed and the group disbanded. All the others went pretty smoothly. Took like 30 to 45 minutes. So obviously your experience may vary, but it is very doable. And you'll get through it a lot quicker with the GE enabled. I think those are all the big announcements. Of course, we have Dust Storm going on. We're almost, the community has almost completed the challenge. We are like, I can do math, 100,000 keys away from finishing that. So we blew that out of the water. We'll see if they raise the totals for next time. Ubisoft software not working. Blue screen of death. All other games are working fine. All drivers up to date. Any suggestions? Sinjin, I'm not sure. I assume you're on PC if you're talking about drivers. I'm not the most knowledgeable about PC. I'm on Xbox. I would say be sure to try and verify your files if you've not already. Do a full uninstall and reinstall of Div 2. And if that persists, then I would have to say just open a ticket with Ubisoft support. I'm afraid that's about the extent of my PC troubleshooting knowledge. Free Wall or Firewall, what's up? Haven't played a Div 2 since the addition of Prototype Gear. What did I miss? What did you miss? At the back half of Season 1, they ran a Brooklyn celebration event for it being 1 year since that DLC launched. They added a 9th Hunter to the Brooklyn open world, if you want to go and do that. Season 2 then came about. They added Dark Zone rotations, so PvP got some updates. It's a little bit more balanced now, and they're going to continue working on it. There's now a normalized DZ without expertise and shade levels. There is also a PvE DZ if you don't want PvP. It's quite rewarding in terms of exotic components and other stuff, so that's kind of a new mode to try out. What else, chat? Has anything crazy happened during Season 2 here? And then we have a new incursion coming in. Is it 2 weeks from today? Man, that's soon. I'm real excited. But yeah, there's a new incursion drop in on August 11th. And that'll have a new exotic, of which we don't know the talent yet, or really any details on it. We just know that it's going to be an ACR rifle. Did all that and reinstalled, same problem. I'll send a ticket. Yeah, I would say that's probably your best bet. I wish I could offer you more advice, Sinjin. I'm sorry. Mad Soldier, very good to see you. How you doing? Radio as well. Hello, hello. Oh yeah, Sith, good point. They also just this week or last week refreshed the reward table for Paradise Lost, the old incursion. There's a new exotic marksman you can get out of there. And also we have the Duststorm event going on right now in New York. Those are the two additional things that I forgot. But yeah, the Prima Donna was the one they added to, I think it's in my stash. The one they added to Paradise. Did I miss it multiple times, or did you not mention in your dev stream video about the proto recal? No, it's in there. There's a timestamp section for Prototype Gear where I talk about it. But they basically just said that prototype recalibration and optimization, though they're not yet confirming what that'll look like, those updates are coming with Year 8 Season 3. PJ Sandwich, awesome to catch you live. Hope all is going well. Awesome to have you here. All is well indeed. Thank you so much for stopping by. Can you get a prototype Lexington out of the Duststorm caches? No. You cannot, I'm afraid. Joe-Yo, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Kazin, good to see you, man. What's up? No reconfigured blueprint for the Prima Donna. I know it was funny that they asked about it, and then Yannick answered the question of a retaliation blueprint. I was like, no, wrong one. But yeah, I don't know what the plan is going to be for them to get that in there. Has HD, what's going on? I'm thinking of getting into the Division for the first time now that my main game Destiny 2 is over. I'm so sorry, rest in peace. Raids and dungeons are my favorite content. Is there activities that will be similar in the Division? Yes, there are. Now, unfortunately, not as many of them. Destiny definitely leaned in hard with that over the years. But Division does have very comparable activity. So we have 2 raids in our game. They're 8 players. Obviously, a third-person military shooter is going to play differently than a first-person sci-fi shooter, but mechanically speaking, these raids are very similar in terms of the bosses have mechanics, everybody has a role, that kind of stuff. You have to bring in different builds. So these 2 raids we have, and then currently we have 1 incursion, which is a 4-player activity, very equivalent to a dungeon, but we are getting our second one in 2 weeks on August 11th. So those activity types absolutely do exist within the Division 2, but there are unfortunately just fewer of them compared to what Destiny had. But I appreciate you stopping by, Haz. If you do get into Div 2, I hope you enjoy it. I know it won't be a full replacement for Destiny. But yeah, we'd be happy to have you. Do you think some of the older gear sets will be buffed since they mentioned the striker usage rates? Yeah, I mean they confirmed that they're working on a balance pass, so I'm sure they're working on some of that, including hopefully the True Patriot one that they talked about like a billion years ago. What are the best places to get maxed out mods? Legendary content, Wolf tends to be pretty good. If there's ever a day where mods are the target loot on a legendary mission, that can be good. Or you can play Summit with mods as the target loot. That's where I've gotten a lot of mine. Otherwise, you can just kind of play whatever. Retail countdown with target loot. That kind of stuff. I'm excited for the incursion on the 11th, trying to get a team together. Really want them to add more raids too eventually. Or Kenley College could be retrofitted into a raid somehow. Yeah.
Nice to see you.
I still think incursions mesh the best with the Division's proposition and the player base that we have that plays the game. But either type of content I would love to see. I too am very excited for the 11th for Broken Rain. I was glad to see a popular Destiny 2 creator whenever your looter shooter vid. Yeah, we had a Azta Cross reaction to the looter shooter video. That was fun to watch. And if any of you jumped into that comment section to say Rogue Gold's the GOAT, there were a lot of those comments. I'm not just saying that, I promise. But that was very sweet to see. I've thought about playing Division several times. I've watched you on YouTube for a couple of years. Never took the dive in and started a few days ago. But like I said, I hope you enjoy it, Haz. It's obviously, while similar to Destiny, very different propositions of games at their base. Third person, first person, all those differences. But I think there's a lot to love. I'm biased, of course. But yeah, I hope you enjoy. Sincerely. By the way, Nightmare redeemed a hydrate, which I need after yapping. So let me do that. Did you post a build on what you use for the PvE Dark Zone? I included a build in that PvE DZ guide, yeah. In the meantime, I've kind of switched to a backfire loadout mostly. But there's various things you can use. I think deep down we just need Division 3. Oh, absolutely. 100%. But I'm glad that we have stuff coming out in the meantime to enjoy while they cook on that, because it's going to take some time. Are you going to do anything other than sit in the boo? Probably not. I'm just going to sit here. No, we will get into it. I'm sorry. I just like talking. People have had some good questions. Kazin, by the way, with the 5-stream streak. Thank you. Leo coming in with the 5 gifted subs on Twitch. Thank you kindly, my friend. Once again, if anyone on Twitch just got gifted one, please drop a thank you for Leo's generosity. Welcome to Rogue Studios. Very, very kind of you, Leo. Only if you mind your manners, Jake. I finally just got a Lexington gravy. Congrats. That's fantastic. I hope you love it.
Hey, kid.
By the way, the only other thing I wanted to shout out was that I finished hardcore realism yesterday. Got my skin. It doesn't have a stat tracker, tragically, unlike what we first thought. But I think it's pretty badass. It also goes absolutely perfectly with the outfit that I rock for my healer build. If I switch to this, look at all the orange from Birdie's and the shirt and the skin all mixed together. It looks so good. All right. What do we need to do today? I want to do our Dust Storm loop. I also need to catch up on scouts. I still have yet to finish 5, and then we have both these two, which I'm not going to say the numbers for obvious reasons. So we'll probably grind scouts for a bit, and we'll kind of see where we go from there. I should probably also keep going on these at some point. So we got things to do. Let's go to... What build do I want to run? Maybe I'll just do... How many munitions do we have? I could, Chimera, very true. I'll just flip the order. We have scouts 7 and 6 to do. I once heard someone describe YouTubers as professional yappers. That could probably be me. As much as I don't want to admit it. I'm going to switch to Bullet King just because it works so well. I don't have to think about munitions or anything. So this should be good. All right, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. What does T10 mean on this game? It's referring to the escalation game mode, which is basically just being able to play main missions on higher difficulties. And there are 10 tiers of escalation. So T10 is tier 10, or the hardest difficulty within that mode.
Safe area detected.
All right. How many keys am I starting out with? I got 2 left. I need to put in how many more? 90 more into my personal milestone track, so let's do it. Let's push that total towards 10 million.
Hostile broadcast detected.
Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to fast travel to here. I messed up the order. I meant to go to the safe house, but let's take these guys out and then I'll do it. Oops, my controller profile was set wrong. Okay, hang on, we want to go here. With the Bullet King, do you ever muscle memory and try to reload? Surprisingly not, which is funny because I'm a chronic reloader. But I became very accustomed to the bullet hell talent, especially within Descent. So as long as I know that I have that, then I'm just good to like shoot forever. Somehow I'm just able to flip a switch in my brain. I'm surprised the PvE DZ is staying around. Don't see a great reason to go in there if it's not for sample munitions. I mean, it's a really great source of exotic components. And you can also then trade in DZ resources for prototype items or prototype cores. I don't know. I think it's just more variety of stuff to play. Again, if it were in a different timeline, in a different world, if it were up to me, I would still have the DZs be PvP focused, but they said their data shows a lot of interest in it, so I'm not shocked that they're going to keep it. But I am very glad that they're continuing the PvP updates. Dude, the fact that we're getting a PvP shooting range or I assume it'll just be like PvP settings on the existing shooting range. That's going to be so good. It would have been very helpful 7.5 years ago, but better late than never. I wish the Dust Devils were stronger. They're pretty weak. Are you rocking prototype gear or regular gear? Because I think that will impact your experience pretty greatly.
Quick, reload.
It is interesting. Midnight was saying, I love the PvE DZ. It is interesting that they talked about removing normalization out of there. Did they spawn underground? Oh, no, they're there. If they do that, I wonder if they're going to buff some of the enemies. Because the fact that Striker goes from 1%, or not 1%, from, what is that, 0.65 at base to 0.3, and obviously all the other PvP nerfs that come into play, like, that makes a pretty big difference in terms of balancing, so I wonder if they'll do some retuning there. I like to imagine that these new features are hitting us from rapid fire is because of the budget increases from the success of the 10-year anniversary, and they're using Div 2 as a testing ground for Div 3. Yeah, I mean, testing ground, very, very plausible, very possible. They did that within Division 1. Honestly, though, I think the moment you saw a flip, I mean, yes, March was super successful, but you really saw the flip after Brooklyn last year. I mean, it takes time to make these things, right? Back when I interviewed Yannick way back in the day for Season 9, he said that they often work on title updates up to 9 months in advance. So I think it was really after Brooklyn is when that's when they decided to work on Survivors. That's when they started work on the new DLC. That's when they started working on the Halloween event, and things have really just snowballed from there. But yeah, I think we are in a very good timeline for Division 2 compared to where we might be had they not decided to do a DLC, you know? Like, Year 6 was pretty brutal to have to wait for them to work on Brooklyn and finish it, but I think that waiting was worth it if now on the other side we get to reap the benefit of the increased funding and attention that brought. What would you change to event gear caches? Mostly, I think just the mods, which I think a lot of us can agree on. I thought it would be cool, and I said in my Cherry Blossom feedback, if there was like a rare chance to get stuff like a 13% protection from elites mod. I didn't necessarily want them to make not god roll mods like fairly common. I feel like the most common drop out of there should just be a general pool exotic, because either someone's going to get that and be like, oh, I don't have this as a new player, or a veteran's going to go, well, at least I can deconstruct that and get an exotic component, right? So that probably would be the one big change that I would make. Navi, what's going on? I'm coming back to the game. Could you explain what you're doing right now, please? So currently we have an event going on in New York called the Dust Storm event. You can see it looks like I'm in Mad Max. It's the summer event. So they basically just add a bunch of new enemies to go in and farm, and you get a bunch of loot and cosmetics from it. So I'm running around. There's a specific farming loop you can do once per day that gets you a huge amount of progress. We have videos for that up on the YouTube channel if you need them. But I'm just doing that loop to kind of try and max out my daily rewards and keep making progress on the event. I've gotten in a bad habit of not even deconstructing my loot piles anymore. Which I still need to do from time to time to get my brand materials and whatnot. Nicholas, I have a modded one, if you would call it that. But it's a Razor Wolverine V3. I think they call it now. I used to have the V2, but it's a V3. Why don't you have a PvP skill build? Just not really my playstyle. I've got nothing against skill builds from a conceptual level. It's just that, by and large, they've been very unbalanced in PvP for a long time. Specifically, the mortar turret, it's just so hard to counter it unless you're gonna run explosive resistance, in which case you can do really not much else. It's just in desperate need of balancing, so I have a hard time having fun when going against one, and then when I'm in a group using one, I feel bad for the people on the other end, because I think for a lot of people that leads to a lot of frustration. But conceptually, I've got nothing wrong with skill builds in PvP. That's part of the Division's identity. Quick question, what is the criteria for getting creator content in-game? Kant, are you talking about the clothing items?
Friendly control point nearby.
Yes. I don't know if there is criteria necessarily. I'm not a part of the decision making for that in any way. I was fortunate enough to just receive an email from the team one day asking if I would like to have my own items in the game, and I accepted because that was a very cool idea. I will say I was a part of I think the initial discussions on if that should be a thing when I visited Massive Entertainment last year. They kind of sat us down and said, we're thinking about doing these creator collaborations because their thought process was that previously they'd been very, maybe closed off is the wrong word, but it was kind of a one-way street in terms of content for the game. You know, you cover it for a long time and that's about it. Of course, if you love it, you love it. But they said they wanted to try and make that more of a two-way street and show some appreciation to the people who dedicate a lot of their time to do it. So I don't think there are any specific criteria. I think it's just if you are passionate about the game and do your thing and have your style, then there's a chance they'll reach out. Do you think the new PvP director actually PvPs? I do. And I say that because I've spoken to him.
New target.
Any word on them repeating past collabs? Not yet, sadly. I imagine if they do it, like I don't know if they'll necessarily bring back the projects or if they might just find like a way to make those items available again, but nothing yet, sadly. The reason I ask is that the ones they choose don't play the game very often or at all. I guess sometimes. I don't know. I mean, currently NGN is in the rotation. I mean, he's a legend in the Division space. Even if his videos have slowed down lately, like I think you have to give NGN apparel if he wants it, of course. Charles is somebody I got to meet in Malmo earlier this year. He's in the German creator space. Incredibly nice guy. He's also very dedicated to the game. The third person this time around, I don't know personally. I haven't looked into his stuff, so. But again, I unfortunately don't know what their criteria is for selection. I just know that I was asked or invited to be a part of that, and I accepted because I thought it was cool.
Civilians in danger.
Oh, we got the bosses just spawn. Wow, that's a lot of enemies up there.
Hostiles left turret detected.
I bet you can beam longer than me, Black Lung. I didn't think so. Matthias with the hydrate. I appreciate it. I'm definitely in need of it again. Let me take out these last few. All right. Okay. Using the Bullet King never ran across my mind for the event. Yeah, it's nice just for the sustained fire. I initially put it on because I didn't want to burn through so many munitions from the seasonal mod. But it ends up just working out really well too because of how many enemies there are to shoot. Thoughts on them not wanting to nerf Striker because 25% of the player base is using it? Well, Yannick said they should nerf it. So I thought that was funny. I mean, it's a tale as old as time. I'm in the camp that nerfs are fine and okay for this type of game. A lot of people feel differently. And I think as long as you have a sizable number of people who are going to get very upset when nerfs occur, then you're less likely to see them happen. I just think the problem with the buff everything else, don't nerf mentality is A, it takes so much more work to buff everything else and do it properly, and B, you then just accelerate power creep, which some might say is already a big problem because of prototype, which is fair, but speaking more from like broad philosophy, I think that's what you run into. I wish they would nerf it, but that's just me. There's one guy here that always gets stuck in the door. By the way, Jive with the 22 months on YouTube. Thank you, man. How's everyone doing today? I can only speak for myself. I'm doing fantastic. How are you? And now Lucas coming in with the tier 1 sub to Midnight. Midnight already said thank you. I appreciate it, man. Lucas. Very kind of you, my friend. Thank you so much. Navo with another hydrate. Alright, hang on. Hang on. Oh, we just got Raging Storm. I'm going to do it right afterwards because I don't want to miss out on the however many minute window here. Which way are they spawning now? I think the issues with nerfs is the time it takes in which to do the nerf. Feels very different having something nerfed quickly as opposed to getting used to it for a long time. That is true. I mean, yes, if they came out at this point and nerf Striker after all these years, again, I would still probably be in favor of it, but I think that is a very fair thing to say. The other part that's tough on the flip side is that, like, I remember when Division 2 came out, they did some balance adjustments and people were like, well, this was the meta for the first half of week 1, and I didn't sleep one night trying to get all this stuff, and then you change it. So it's there is no good way to go about it. Like, in principle, you should never have to do nerfs, but of course that is going to be the reality of balancing a game with this many different sets and interactions and talents and all that. So I don't know. It's definitely quite the debacle. Nerf sequel uninstall. Gulp. You wouldn't want me as game director then. Alright, there's our next beacon for when we're done. Sorry, so many comments I'm trying to read. Had break from the game since March. Where do I start now with the new incursion coming out? Welcome back, Savage. Where do you start? I mean, there's not too much to... We don't know anything about the incursion in terms of, you know, details or what builds to prep or anything. They've also not confirmed if prototype gear will be usable in there. They said that on the stream. I would think not, given you can't use it right now, but maybe they're gonna alter that for the launch. I would say really just get together some some general build roles, right? That's a video that I want to make in the next week or so. Is saying if you prepare a solid DPS build, a solid healer build, a solid tank build, and a solid like crowd control build. Uh-oh. Why can I not damage that one? If you do those things, then you're probably going to be pretty set. But I wouldn't say there's too much else that you need to worry about. I don't know why I couldn't damage that one. That was weird. Okay, I'm going to miss out on these comments. As someone who came from Helldivers, kerfuffle of nerfing a lot for the PvE game, they did do huge stuff in the player base. Easier nerf one than buff all. It's huge risk. I'm a striker DPS main. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not saying that it's a clear-cut decision. Obviously, it's not, and that's why they've not done it. My opinion is purely selfish, where I would prefer if there was not just one set that trumps so many other things in endgame content, but I understand the other side. I say instead of nerfing Striker, which is the most noob-friendly build, that they should... Oop, comment went away. They should improve other damage builds. And I agree on paper, that is a nice approach. However, the amount of... the disparity in time and effort it takes to do those two things is pretty vast, and if everything else is as good as Striker, then a whole lot of content just became a whole lot easier. So, again, there's pros and cons to each approach. I keep reading chat and I'm just running into these squads. I might die here. Hit a weak point. Hit something. There we go. There's so many comments. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to keep up with it. By the way, Diamond with the 11 months on YouTube. Diamond, thank you so much for being a member at Classified Status Support, and I appreciate it greatly. Lexinoz, hope I'm saying that right. Been watching a lot of videos. It's been sitting in my shopping cart for the past 3 days. The hill feels very steep at year 8. I mean, yes, as with any MMO-based game, years later, there is going to be a certain amount of a learning curve and a progression curve to catch up. But I think aside from, like, specific systems that take some time to grind, such as expertise, which I'm sure you don't know what that means right now, and that's fine, but as far as just getting to a general baseline of where everyone else is at, it really doesn't take you that long. There are certain modes in the game, like Countdown, where you can specifically choose what loot you're targeting. Even if you don't want to do the campaign, you can boost straight to the end game. Run, like, obviously I'm saying this with the knowledge that I have of the game, but if I were going to go from a fresh account to try and get endgame ready, I could do it in one afternoon. Right, if you boost, you play Countdown to get there. Obviously, it's going to take you a lot longer to understand the various components of the game and all that. But I don't think it's that impenetrable. I know it seems like it is from the outside, but I don't know. And yes, as Johnny said there are lots and lots of people in the community who would be more than happy to answer your questions and help out should you choose to join in. Oh, he said purchased. Well, shoot, I didn't mean to make you pull the trigger so quickly. Well, welcome to the division. Lex and Oz, I very much hope you enjoy. You're welcome to ask us any questions here in the stream or in any of my video comments. I always do my best to keep up with those and respond. Also, if you type in !Discord in the chat, you'll get a link to our server there. There's a bunch of people over there always willing to answer questions and help out. But I very much hope you enjoy. That's funny that you weren't kidding when you said it's been in your cart. You still have a hydrate? I know, I was just trying to wait for the raging storm to end here. I'll do it, I promise. Yes and yes, Grim. PvE DZ, Proto DZ. It's happening. I see the decoy for Paul. Where's Paul? Oh, hello. Good lord. Let's just hit our invincible. See if I can get some good headshots. Get wrecked. There's another decoy. He's really sneaky with no nameplate. Awesome, we got Lexinoz in the Discord. So I will say, I was just mentioning that you can skip to level 40. I do still think it will be... You will more naturally understand things with the game if you do start from level 1. It'll teach you about the gear system. It will kind of more naturally unlock certain modes and pieces of content as you go. And it gives you the option whether or not you want to level purely in the base map of DC or if you want to proceed to expansions like Warlords and Brooklyn. So if you have the time and you're willing to kind of take the patient route, then I would say doing the full experience could be worth your time. All right, now I will hydrate. Thank you, Navajo. Did they say they will implement prototype tinkering in the next season? Yes. They said that it won't take the exact same form as recalibration and optimization as we know it for regular gear, but in some form they will be adding those features in Year 8 Season 3. Let us peep the build. There you go. Exodus gloves, equalizer, 4-piece striker with Bullet King. And also, Lexanoz, if you're still here, I should have said, if you type in !guide, it'll link you to my new and returning player hub, where I've kind of compiled all of the top guide videos that I think are most pertinent and useful to newer players, in case you should want such a thing. Is that build on YouTube? Not with the Bullet King. Typically I run this with ARs, but yeah, I think if you type in !build, it should be in that video. Seen all those vids already? Oh, well, you're on top of it. You did your homework then. But yeah, truly, like, and I'm not just saying this with bias or whatever else, but truly, getting an endgame relevant and competitive build will take you no time at all. What will take you time is learning the systems, perfecting it, making multiple loadouts that more tailored to your playstyle. But you can really get up to par where people will want you to be quite quickly. Wait, there's that one, and then there's one inland, I think. A lot of new people in the Discord? Hell yeah. Why don't you use contractors for damage to armor and LMG damage? On this build, it's really just because I don't need it. I'm already ripping through these guys like they're nothing. So I'd rather have the utility of the Exodus gloves since I'm solo. What global event is active? It's Assault. So the one that gives you a bunch of extra damage at close range. It also, as of today, works when paired with, or when playing in the Incursion, which is a change. I kind of want to try that out. But it should make Paradise Lost a lot easier if you've never played through that. You want to prep for the new Incursion. Any changes in your Div 3 wish list? Oh, so many. So many. I did like a, when they announced Division 3, I did like a 45-minute ultimate wish list video. I think if I had to narrow it down, though, like, my biggest ones are just, I say narrow it down, and then my brain goes to, like, a million different corners. I would love them to go a little bit more in the MMO direction. I think having the open world kind of be the centerpiece of content, and, like, Resurgence, be able to see other players out there, be able to collaborate with them, lean into that style of gameplay would, on, you know, in my dream game, that would be super cool. I would love a gear system that has more depth and where loot matters more again. Kind of like Division 1 had and Division 2 closer to launch. Although Gear 1.0 had a lot of problems. I'm not saying it didn't. But Gear 2.0 is not my favorite. I would love to see kind of progression in the endgame streamlined / revamped a little bit. Maybe like a blend of talents and specializations that we got in this game, a kind of combination of those two. I could go on all day, but yes, there is a wish list, absolutely. And those videos are out there. There's a Division 3 playlist on the channel with all of the various yap sessions I've done for that before. What's up, Silent? I was trying to get the named chess piece from your recent PvP video and was wondering what should I do more, chess pieces or the brand itself? Excuse me, the brand itself, 100%. If you do it by chess pieces, you're just competing with a lot more potential named items that can drop. So the best way for named items is countdown, given that the hunters at the end will drop a bunch of guaranteed ones. So yeah, I would just target Urban Lookout and play countdown. Armies, what is up, my guy? How you doing? We are farming the event right now. We're just chilling, we're yapping. There's been a lot of great conversations going on. We activated a new agent. That was fun. How you doing, man? What was that? Oh, I was looking for Titan's comment. I'm so looking forward to the new rifle. I like the ACRSS. I hope it allows scope in and out, not stuck in scope. If it's a forced scope, if it's a forced scope rifle, I will be disappointed. I am hoping it's good. I have really been itching to make a rifle build recently, but I feel like I've kind of exhausted all of the available ones that we have. I really wish Aces and Eights were more viable. I really I love the update when they made that compatible with rifles, but it still just doesn't quite hold up damage or consistency wise. So I would love, given the high fire rate of the ACR, I would love if it paired well with Aces in any way. I don't know if I've been in this interior. I saw that garage door open. I was like, what's this? Hey Keto, what's up, man? How you doing? Army said not too much about to give streaming another try since moving to Linux. Hopefully the stream doesn't crash like last time. Moving to Linux, was there an incentive behind that, or did you just want a different experience? J Love Say, thank you very much for the prime, my friend. You weren't kidding when you mentioned the Bullet King in Descent. This is awesome. Oh, the talent? Yeah, Bullet Hell and Regicide are like my favorite two talents to have, exotic talents to have in Descent. It's awesome. Is there a video for all the rabbits boxes? Are you talking about the beacons that I'm claiming right now, Golf? If so, yes. We have a guide to where all 20 of them are on the channel. Did I just run past the spawn? I think I got distracted. Maybe not. Oh, yeah. Nope. There we go. Now they spawned. Let my revive pipe pick me up.
Vital signs critical. Agent down.
The dust bunny's true. That's probably what that was in reference to. Wicked. Thank you very much for the tier 1 resub. Said, hey man, can't wait for Central Park. You and me both. Just the tone of the trailer that they put out, or the teaser back in March. I'm really I've got high hopes. I think they could do something really cool with it. Thank you very much for the tier 1 sub and supporting, man. It means a lot. When and where was the dev stream? On their Twitch page, the Division game on Twitch. Is where they do it. Ooh, we got a prototype seasonal item with Detox. That's not too bad. That's not too shabby. I looked on Twitch, can't find it. I always try and link the VODs in the description of my recaps. I forgot this morning, but as soon as I'm off live later, I will go and link it in the description. So if you still can't find it by later today, I'll have it in the description of the recap video.
System back online.
By the way, Donkey asked, do you get something for finding all 20? Not this time. This time they're very much more a farming aid in the fact that they reset every day. So you get a drop from them once per day, and they'll spawn in a group of Dust Devils, which is very helpful for during calm storms when you otherwise have to wait 6 minutes in between. What do you mean, Central Park? They have announced a new DLC for this year, like the Div 1 thing. Yes. So they've announced a new DLC that will be out by the end of this year, where we're going to... what part of New York would that be called? I guess just Central Park. But, yeah, that part of New York City. So, like we had Battle for Brooklyn last year, there'll be another DLC, assumedly with zones and main missions, and with Central Park being the focal point. Hadley said, I'm still trying to finish up the Battle for Brooklyn DLC. It's kind of tough, right? Or do I just suck? No, you don't suck. Specifically, if you're having a hard time in the art museum mission, that one was like really tough for a lot of people. But no, the Brooklyn mission design is definitely one of the some of the more intricate stuff we've seen in the game. So it's not just you. We got a Caduceus out of there. Any good? Quite good. Very nice. Where do they spawn? This way? Is there a set percent for prototype? Yeah, for the one I got, it's 0.5% out of that pool. 0.5% chance for seasonal named items or, wow. I've suddenly been ambushed here. For seasonal named items or gear sets. And then a 1% chance for a prototype version of the Rabbit D50, which is the new event item.
Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent
I can't find a decent non-proto build. I mean, there's tons out there. A lot of if you type in !build in the chat, that's my kind of overall 2026 build recommendation video that I made before prototype even existed. So I would recommend checking out any of those. Prototype is, aside from high tier escalation, prototype is truly not required for, again, really like anything. You can get by with a regular roll build. So we got a second raging storm. I guess I took too long in my yapping. I mean, I guess we might as well. Just play it. Get more keys. We got time.
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
By the way, Hermes, I saw you gave me an answer to my Linux question and I missed it. Let me go look. Only issues there's some software. Oh wait, there's one before that, wasn't there? No, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, increasingly tired of slop software that Windows 4 sent users, Copilot AI, OneDrive. Yeah, that's fair. Some software compatibility issues, OBS. Oh, whole games don't work on there? That is unfortunate. But yeah, no, totally understandable. Dodo, thank you very much for the super chat. Hey Rogue, everything good? What do you think of the update so far? Everything is good indeed, except for maybe my voice, but that's always how it is in busy times. What do I think of the update so far? I'm having a blast. I think Dust Storm is way better than Cherry Blossom in terms of the fact that they made keys and rewards more deterministic. There's more rewards across the community donations. Again, in most areas they improve. There's still some things that I think a lot of people would like to see change, such as mod rewards out of the gear cache and stuff like that, but it's a lot of fun. This update in particular, like, just really appealed to me because they had this and they had the Paradise Lost reward refresh. I had a lot of fun going back into the incursion and grinding out the Prima Donna, and I'm very excited for Broken Rain on the 11th. And we got the bosses again, hell yeah. I don't exactly know where, but we'll find them. But Dodo, thank you very much for the super chat. That's very kind of you. Where did that... I don't know where all these people are coming from. Ah! Too much is happening. Ah, here are the bosses. Going down.
Vital signs critical. Agent out of action.
Desert Storm is way too monotonous. I mean, that's fair, but I would take this over Cherry Blossom, where you had to wait way longer for spawns, and then it was only a chance that you would get a key. So I don't know. I don't think you'll ever please everybody, but I think this is much better than what we had before. Michael, good to see you, my guy. How you doing? What do you think of realism mode? Played it with a friend last night and loved it. I think it's fun. I just don't really, for me, it's not Division, if that makes sense. Like, if I wanted that kind of experience, I would go and play Ghost Recon. And so even though I think it, like, mechanically and gameplay-wise is fun, it's not something that I would personally choose for them to dedicate resources to, because for me, Division is an RPG and a looter shooter, you know? But I'm glad that some people love it. I know a lot of people are like, this is how I've wanted the game to be from the beginning, and I love that for you, as they say. But I did complete my hardcore run yesterday to get my skin and rewards, which I think are dope. I love the kill count skin, even though we got baited into thinking it was gonna be a stat tracker. So yeah, again, like I enjoy playing it. It's just not my preferred Division experience. The PvE DZ being permanent is good for new players to farm PvP exclusive like system corruption without having to deal with full teams of max stats, expertise 30 players. Well, you no longer have to worry about expertise in PvP because they have the balanced DZ, but I take your point. I am happy for those players if they find it to be less stressful. Leah Sokolova. We got Natalia's cousin in here. What's going on, Leah? Can you show your in-game graphic settings of brightness, contrast, and stuff? Sure. There you go. Oh, what? Look at how much different that makes it.
Joining your team.
I guess neutral lighting is like we're getting rid of. I mean, they definitely put like a filter over things to make it appear more dust-like, but that's a stark change there.
A new agent is joining your team.
Spawns everywhere. Michael coming in with the 5 gifted on Twitch. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate the continued generosity deeply, as you know. If anybody on Twitch just got gifted a sub from Michael or Acid, please drop him a thank you in the chat. It would mean a lot. And welcome to Rogue Studios. As well, York Pnarp, thank you for the Prime resub. Much appreciated. I see M Fry's already dropped a thanks. Thank you, thank you. I changed it on Twitch. I was 99% sure it was the same Leah that I was thinking about, but I'm glad to have the confirmation. But yeah, Michael, thank you so much. You should change his name to Acid Michael. I just call him that because I know that that's his name, but maybe I've been doxing him this whole time and he doesn't want me to say his name. I don't know. Would they ever consider making a DZ in New York? You'd have to ask them. I don't know. I love it. I will never complain about the chance for more PvP areas and zones. All right, that is the second Raging Storm down. We started with 2 keys. Now we have 26. Let's go donate. What are we at on the track? We need 15 to get to this. So let's just put in 25. I'm having a thing where I have to keep it I was going to say even numbers, but that's not true with a 5, but I'm keeping it in multiples of 1, 5, or 10, or 5 or 10, I guess. We got our next patch. We're almost at the scarab skin. Firewall Xbox controller. Do you think Div 3 will have a PvE DZ? I mean, they said today on the dev stream that their data shows that it was received very well by the community, so it certainly wouldn't shock me if they did. You're not guaranteed an apparel item for each key donated. Are you talking specifically for the community donation one, Michael? Because that has its own track. So if you go to the event thing and you toggle event rewards, this is the track you get for donating. So after 10 keys, you get this patch, 20, St. Elmo's, 40, patch, 60, Lexington, on and on. But no, it's not necessarily everyone. I said this on Discord as well, but I'm having a blast with the event. I love it. Only complaint I had was the Lexington skin sucked. Oh, really? I still have yet to see like an up close or high res version of it, so I'll be curious once I get it. But that's a shame that you didn't like it. The apparel cache, the 43 item one, that gives you 1 item per every open until you have them all. If you're not seeing stuff, it could be a slow synchronization issue where it's just taking a little while to go to your inventory. In that case, I would say you could try logging in and out or quitting the game and restarting, and they might show up. Otherwise, it might just take a little bit of time for them to pop into your inventory. But no, you get 1 item for every key that you spend on the apparel cache. I will say the VFX mod for the Pulse is super disappointing. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Silent, they confirmed on the dev stream today that the PvE DZ is staying. They said it was received well, and so because of that, it is now a permanent addition to the game. Alright, let's go back to DC. Because as we said at the start, I've got a bunch of scout stuff to catch up on. So we'll work on that. Solas, hope I'm saying that right, said, hey man, just started playing recently. Your videos have been a great help. Still kind of clueless, but I'll get there eventually maybe. Well, welcome. I'm so glad that the videos have been helping out. If you ever have questions or you need more in-depth support, you're welcome to join our Discord server. If you type in !Discord in the chat, you'll get an invite link. Tons of people over there who are happy to help out and offer advice and all that. But I'm so glad that you're here and enjoying. Again, welcome. As Mart said, what are your favorite exotics? Let's see. If I had to do like a top 5 exotics across gear and weapons, get rid of this extra stuff I've got, I would have to put the Eagle Bearer on there. That is my all-time favorite. Catharsis has to be on there. That's a goated exotic for PvP. I do like the Exodus gloves a lot. That's a newer one. So let's see. We got 2. Memento's pretty iconic. St. Delmo's is pretty iconic. I don't put a ton of stake into this. Maybe I would change my mind with further consideration. But I'll say Eagle Bear, Catharsis, Exodus Gloves, Big Alejandro, and and Memento. I was like, I just said it. Blue Screen is good too. Richmond, good call. But I'll say those 5. El Cuco, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Welcome, welcome. Backfire Chameleon. Hermie said, God, I love the carrion of it. It is really good. I love how it looks with this skin for the Elmos. So I've made this my new like daily, or I've incorporated it into my like daily PvE loadout. I think it's a good combo. I think this will look good going into the incursion on day 1. Hydro Dam, Hurricane, Storm. Get this going. I think your St. Elmo skin is better than the Red Alert one. Yeah, I don't know if the Red Alert one's necessarily going to be a favorite of mine. I mean, honestly, I still think the best St. Elmo skin is the base one. I think the base model has always looked incredible. I just kind of I also like how this one looks, so I'll be rocking it for a little bit. All right. We've got 2 full scouts to do, and we need to finish up 5. We have a bounty somewhere. I don't remember even what zone. Here we go. What future collab would you like to see in the division? None. I don't personally care that much for collabs. I would rather a game, or in this case the division, stay true to its own universe and IP. But yeah, that's just me. If they're gonna continue to do them, I would rather they be more theme appropriate, in terms of maybe not Dead by Daylight or Assassin's Creed or other crazy stuff. But again, that's just me. Tarkov collab, please. Tell me they're fixing this Thunderstrike exploit for PvP. I don't know any specifics, but I personally reported that one, and as far as I know, they're aware and working on it. But I have no details, I'm afraid. Any particular city you'd like to see in Div 3? My top 2 picks that I've said for a while are either Chicago or Boston. I know a lot of people want to stay in New York and just do like more expanded New York area. I'd rather see somewhere new, but I think that both Chicago and Boston would be good. They'd achieve similar vibes to Division 1 while still being a new place for us to explore, you know? Prima Donna is also going to start being a problem in Conflict 2, I think. Well, that one they just need to fix the bugs with it, 100%. The self-res and the swapping its talent to other weapons. But that I'm fairly sure they're aware of and working on as well.
That's your target.
Did they announce when Survivors is coming to Div 2? Not yet. The only thing we know from a previous Ubisoft investor call is that it is set to launch this fiscal year, which ends at the end of March 2027. So for now, it's set to come out sometime in the next, how many months is that? August, September, October, November, December. In the next 8 months. Alright, Scout 5 done. I figure we can, well, I guess we could do the collectibles as we go. Sure.
I don't know. Recruiting? Something's definitely happening.
Then keep digging. Find an in.
Are you serious? These guys are criminals, the worst of the worst.
Rikers, hyenas, same shit, different name. You can handle it. You're ready.
Maybe I actually could do some good.
Your job is to get the truth. That's it. Leave diplomacy for someone else. We don't get paid enough for that shit.
You get paid?
Oh, sure. All the spitting and middle fingers.
You guys are getting paid?
Sounds like you're getting off easy up there.
So, you think you can manage it?
There's one name that keeps popping up. Zodiac.
There it is. A name's always a start.
Are we going to finally go after Zodiac in the climax mission? It's been one of the last hyena bosses that's been out there for quite some time. I accidentally started adjusting my mic level. That's not what I wanted. What was I going to say? I had something profound to contribute, and I forgot. Shoot, what was it? Hang on, it'll come back to me. Oh, I was looking while that was playing. Thank you all so much for being here. We got over 250 people on both Twitch and YouTube. We passed 100 likes on YouTube. Y'all are doing all the things without me even saying it. Thank you so much for the support. I want the dino costume to troll Rogue with. Chris, can you just be agreeable for once? For once? We lost an agent in the dark zone. We need you to recover their gear. Someone can spoil it for me. What does that mean? I know it does. It's not going to tell me to kill someone in the DZ. And you can no longer take people's loot. Extract one item? Okay. I can do that. I'm down to do a very quick PvE DZ run. I need some... whatever they're called. Canister caches. If you had to choose, what bundle do you like most from the store? Probably the one I'm wearing, to be honest with you. I think Carrion is one of my favorite ones they've ever put out. It was not a bundle, but one of my other favorite outfits is the Urban Warrior, but that was a season pass bundle. But Urban Warrior and Carrion are two of my favorites. Holy menu game. Delta, what's up, man? How we doing? How you been?
Access complete.
Target neutralized. Good work. Thank you for keeping...
Transmission range limited. Proximity coverage only.
Oh, and that one. That's a good shout. Well, Dodo said the purple flame outfit. That was a very good one. But the death roll outfit gave me my favorite backpack ever. In this right here. So I'd have to put death roll up there as well. I actually kind of like the Theo Parnell uniform. Has the same look as the White Winter jacket from Div 1. Yeah, that's a good shout. Now, once you get the full bonuses out of munitions, you just rip with 15% damage to armor and 50% rate of fire. Crazy.
Now detecting contaminated gear. Incoming hostiles detected.
I hope so if they're going to keep the PvE DZ permanent, I hope that they add more ideas to it over time. I still think that some kind of like boss that everybody could gang up on and fight, a convoy, like there's so many things you could do to push the idea even further. Do you think PvP is getting any new content outside of balance passes? I don't know about a timeline, but yeah, I mean, I think that's essentially what they said, is that Florin, who is the lead PvP designer, his job and goal is first to make the current PvP work better and be more fun. But once that is achieved, then I think he's going to more set his sight towards potentially new conflict playlists. We know that there's more DZ rule sets coming. So as far as getting like new conflict maps or a new dark zone, obviously that would be the dream. I think that takes a lot more resources, but never say no. Sorry, my voice is giving out. Never say never. Ooh, a large cache, that's good. I'm Shade126, just crafted got the Chameleon. Wondering how you actually go about using it. Activating the 3 perks in a specific order. Largely it's up to you. I personally, if I'm using the Chameleon, I always go for the leg shots first. Because if you have really like near instantaneous reload speed, then that just lets you build up the other 2 easier, right? If you can just chain body shots and headshots really quickly. So that's kind of a personal preference. But my pro tip and recommendation would be go for the leg shots first. Plus, they're fairly easy to get if you have like a warhound or a tank on you. Anything like that, you should be able to build them up pretty quickly. Dodo, not a problem. Thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you for the super chat. Sincerely appreciated. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Yeah, not a problem, Joyo. Is it Joyo or Joyo? You can let me know. I don't wanna get your name wrong.
Landmark cleared.
Alright, well we already have these 2, which is pretty good. Maybe I'll go for one or 2 more landmarks. Joyo, correct? You got it. Dark Wolf, what's up? Nice tidbits of info on the dev stream. Yeah, no, it was pretty good. I saw some initial comments before I went live on the video. People were like, that was kind of a waste of a dev stream. I think it's good to see them do more kind of candid, spontaneous, as they said, chats, where it's not always fully scripted. They have a chance to kind of go in depth on their thoughts and details on things. So I thought it was good. And then, as you said, sprinkled in with some good tidbits about what's coming up. Nothing wrong with a developer status update stream. There is if people, you know, for the people who want new DLC or new map or new update every single week, you know, those kinds of people might not be satisfied. But aside from that, anything new regarding crossplay? Unfortunately not. They said in today's stream that as soon as there is news, they will share it. But they've got a lot of people working hard on it right now. What major changes did they discuss? I don't know about major changes. Again, it was mostly as Postman said, kind of a status update stream. The biggest things were that they're keeping the PvE Dark Zone. Beyond this season, it's going to be a new permanent DZ rotation rule set. And that prototype recalibration and optimization in whatever form it's going to take will arrive with Year 8 Season 3. Those are the two big things, I'm pretty sure. That's my secret, Chris. I always read Postman's chats.
Landmark has been cleared.
Do you think we need more weapon skins or universal skins? Like putting the M4 skins on the Lexington?
Incoming cargo plane with
I guess I don't know about specifically what you're saying. I wish they would go back to doing, I really liked when they had skins for specific weapons. I feel like back in the season 9, 10, 11, year 5, season 1, 2, 3 era, they used to do in the season passes like skins for specific weapons, and I just thought that those were a lot more special and a lot more detailed. I much prefer those to the universal ones that we get, which most of the time just don't look that good and I don't personally run. So I'm glad that we got we got one of those here for the Lexington and the Dust Storm event, and I would definitely prefer to see them do stuff like that moving forward. And like with Realism, we got the skins for the MK46. That's like way more detailed and special since it was custom made for that weapon. So I hope we see more of that. Demarsh with the 100 bits, currently out for lunch for my birthday. Wanted to stop in and say hello, everyone. Demarsh, you shouldn't have given any bits, man, on your birthday, but happy birthday. I hope it's a fantastic one. Thank you for taking any time to stop by, but please go enjoy yourself, enjoy your day. We'll have to send some fun things in the Discord or something, but shout out, man. Thank you very much, and happy birthday.
Contaminated gear detected.
Ooh,
Serious
getting it over my head.
Now detecting contaminated gear.
ban him for self-promotion. He's promoting his own birthday. Get him out of here.
Gear detected.
By the way, for those of y'all who watched the dev stream live today, wasn't Steve a nice addition to the cast? At least I thought so. I've had a chance to chat with him before. Seems like a very nice guy. Very diligent with his role, from my experience. But it's been fun to have him on, and then they had George, of course, for the Dead by Daylight one. It's cool to see some new faces on there from time to time.
Contaminated gear. Landmark engaged. Detecting additional hostile contacts.
I didn't see what you're referring to, Tater, but that sounds quite funny. I don't keep chat open on the streams, mostly because I'm recording it live, so I have it full screen, but also it's been a trend for like State of the Game back into the day that you don't read the Twitch chat while the streams are going. It's just too much craziness.
Contaminated gear. Landmark has been cleared.
Can you sing? Oh, you don't want to hear that.
Detected.
Or at least I don't want that out on the internet. I'm so sorry to Demarsh. He knows that I appreciate the hell out of him, but I'm not going to be singing. Perhaps if it was the start of the stream and my voice wasn't already a little bit hoarse, I would, but I think that would lead to bad things. Can you show the build you're using for a quick moment? Absolutely, for Ryan. Sure thing. This is it. Prototype gets normalized in the DZ, so I'm not actually getting any benefit by running this, but a lot of my power is coming from the modifiers. I have all my sample size things unlocked, so getting damage to armor and rate of fire out of that. Force Striker, Equalizer, Exodus.
A Shade agent has claimed the Dark Zone drop.
Alright, we need to... Oh, shoot. Will this count as an extraction to the people who are answering about the scout? My brain shut off and I went on a normal farming run. Do I have to have a piece of gear? Or can I extract with this? I think there's a crate nearby. Here we go.
Now detecting contaminated gear.
By the way, I'm muting because I randomly got hiccups out of nowhere. Give me 2 seconds. Enjoy me mutilating the hunter here.
Air delivery service inbound.
Extraction. Contaminated gear detected.
Okay, I think we're good. But we have an item now. People are saying it should be any item, just to be safe. I'll have that on there.
Restored. Extraction helo. Almost within range.
Are exotic components part of the optimization surge? Unfortunately not. Because they're not included in the optimization system.
Ready for pickup.
Helo is on site. DZ drop claimed by a Shade agent.
Extracting cargo.
Dark Zone drop has expired.
Well, I know the rope can't be cut, so let's head towards the checkpoint.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
It works every time. Kato, I'm going to keep that one in my back pocket. And I'll let you know. I'm unfortunately plagued by hiccups quite often. I'm lucky it doesn't happen more often on stream. Are you in the PvE?
Dark Zone.
I assume you mean PvE DZ? Donkey, I was. You need exotic components to optimize? You shouldn't. You need it for expertise, but not for optimization. Because that's what the surges are. They just involve any material that's part of that system. So that's why they're not included in the optimization one. Alright, extraction almost done. Grab those. Grab that. I'll leave all of those for later. Where does that put us at on here? Done with that. Established territory. I assume that's 2 landmarks, maybe? Let's go over to the more fun Dark Zone, shall we? Shall we? Let's shall. Redeem as a go rogue. You can't now. It'll be applicable. And just because of that, Sith immediately did it. Alright, well I'm gonna get out of the turrets because I would rather not get
Reception
gunned down.
limited. Proximity coverage only.
But I shall do it.
Initiating rogue protocol.
You have to do it in front of the turrets? Why? There's no clause for that. There's no requirement.
Landmark.
Oh, Eagle Bear. Feels good to get back to you. The fact that an Eagle Bear buff was mentioned on the stream was a surprise. Not, I should clarify, they didn't say they're going to buff it, but somebody asked if they would, and Yannick said he wasn't sure. But still, just the mention.
Detecting contaminated gear. Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Who are our mods currently? We got quite a few in there. We got Chris and not Lucas. At least for people who are live, who are active in chat right now. But don't trust Chris. He doesn't know what he's doing. I'm totally kidding. Please trust Chris. That's why he's a mod. So did I hear Proto Recalibration Season 3? You did. You did indeed hear.
Contaminated gear detected.
I'm a moderate player. There you go.
Priority objective available, Agent.
Look at that. Back to back. Exotic rewards out of there. Somebody's extracting. Lucas getting ignored, not by me. I shouted him out.
Now detecting contaminated gear.
Priority objective available.
Contaminated gear detected. Helo almost at extraction zone. Detecting additional hostile contacts. Helo arrived.
Need to get kills so I don't die.
Vital signs critical.
The reducing tenacity to 10 seconds is pretty tough. It's a much shorter window to try and get kills. I had forgotten until I did my retrospective video on the Eagle Bear that when it came out in year 1 it only had a 10-second window. And they later buffed it to 15.
Incoming hostiles detected. Now detecting contaminated gear. Hostile defender drone detected.
Someone's down! Suck on this! Move it!
Oh, we got people going rogue in here. Out of ammo. Oh, and then we got an exotic from here. We're having some pretty good DZ luck today.
Extraction called. Landmark cleared.
Okay, that should be that done. High-ranking hostiles left in the dark zones. Now I gotta get bosses? Boy. Well, that's like 5 landmarks worth of ads. It would have been a lot more convenient with the what's it called? Why did I just get 1 out of 5? Is it just enemies? Maybe it's not. Oh, just elites? Oh, we're chilling. We're chilling then. Roga, now you're not a big fan of Gear 2.0. In your opinion, what's the ideal gear stat build system you'd want to see implemented into Div 3? My qualms with Gear 2.0 are not in the quality of life aspects they brought, such as the visual identifiers on gear for how good a roll is, or how nice like the library and tinkering system is. Like that stuff is all great. My issue with Gear 2.0 is in how it homogenized gear to the point where I just find it boring or uninteresting. Like the fact that a glove, a knee pad, and a holster, save for named items like regular pieces, are all identical in how many rolls they have and what they can roll with. I just don't find that interesting. I thought that Gear 1.0 and Div 2 was fun because you could get passive talents, you could get multiple rolls, you could get one stat, but then it's higher because it doesn't have the other stuff. Like that that pie chart approach they took was kind of fun. But then I also liked the gear system in Div 1 where you knew that a glove gave you damage for a specific weapon type, or holsters could come with crit chance or skill haste, and that was like one of the only sources of that stat. I just liked how it gave relevance and importance to each piece beyond just getting another total of crit or something like we have now, you know?
Hostile patrol detected.
So I don't know if I have any like specifics to lay out because it's a very complex topic and I don't envy the people who have to try and make these systems, but I would just love for individual gear pieces to have more of an identity and more importance again compared to what we see right now. Get our pestilence and resources out of here.
Extraction initiated. Kilo will depart in 30 seconds.
Is prototype Div 2's version of classified? I mean, there's differences between them, of course, but I would say that they're fairly equatable or comparable, yeah.
We're going in 15 seconds.
Hostile patrol detected.
Okay, I'm glad it's just elites. If I had to kill 5 bosses, that would be a little bit tedious.
Hilo is returning to base.
Armor is gone. Uh-oh.
Year 1.0 is way too convoluted IMO. And that's where you'll run into issues again. Like we've said for everything else. There's no one approach that's going to satisfy everybody. But a big motivator for a lot of the changes they made with Gear 2.0 was because a lot of people said that they thought 1.0 was too convoluted. I personally want us to go back to having some depth, but perhaps that does not jive with the majority of the players, you know? And at the end of the day, that's who you have to appeal to. What's your current build? I will show you right here. Would you want to see, excuse me, a return of these smaller talents that were present in Gear 1.0? Or ones that basically just stat boost and present on other pieces? Would you want to see weapons roll with 3 talents again? Weapons having more than 1 talent, yes. I think having a singular talent is a bit boring. As far as the passive talents, I don't particularly have a preference one way or the other. Like that individual component is not as important to me. I just want gear to be more interesting. I mean, chest pieces and backpacks are fine. And masks get a mod slot, but again, it's the fact that you can look at a high-end glove, an E-pad, and a holster, and they all are exactly the same. I just don't think that's engaging or fun. But weapons, 100%. I would love for weapons to get back some of their uniqueness and depth that they had back in the day. Yeah, I concur with Postman. That's a good way to To break it down, his prototype makes the builds we have even more powerful, while classified, oversimplified, making builds and kill diversity. Snaps, Postman, snaps. Good breakdown. Alright. We got Scout 6 done.
Section Hilo. Almost within range.
Disrupt hostile activity throughout the city.
DZ drop incoming.
Am I overthinking that? Or is it just do open world activities? What's up, McWayne? How you doing, man? Being on Astrocross's video. Keep up with the good work. Thank you, dude. Yeah, it was a surprise to me. I was getting ready to I was about to jump in the shower. I had a thing to go to, and somebody messaged me and they're like, "Did you see that Astrocross reacted to your video?" I was like, "No." So I threw it on and blasted it at full volume while I was frantically trying to shower and get ready to leave the house. But yeah, it was pretty cool, and I'm glad that he liked and resonated with it. It would have been more awkward if he was like, "This guy sucks and doesn't know what he's talking about." But it was cool indeed. I appreciate the encouragement, man. How you been? How you doing?
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Let me break it down. Starts dancing. Oh no, you're good, Hermes. I could yap about this stuff all day, please. Do you prefer the Division 1 electronic stat or the Gear 2.0 skill tiers? It's a good question. It's a good question. Honestly, probably electronics. I think that was a lot harder for them to balance. But I think that I feel like skill tiers on their own are just a little too restrictive. I think at one point I had a video pitching some kind of hybrid approach where maybe maybe you have like skill tiers as the base stat, but then you could use like mods or secondary stats to get like incremental increases in between there. So if you wanted the equivalent of like 2.5 skill tiers, you could get that or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. As to Cross, Midnight is a Destiny 2 content creator. Or I guess he was. He's going to go more variety now that they're stopping support on that game. He reacted to a video I did about looter shooters at large. I'll link it since Postman was asking about it too. It's got far more views than mine had. It's up to 120,000 views on his channel now. I'll drop the link in the Twitch chat. There you go. In case you want to check it out. First time in stream, Iron Lord Kitsune, or Kitsune. How you doing? Welcome in. We're happy to have you. Alright, 2 more activities. I could probably just go and do a control point since that counts as 2. Somebody was asking about Brooklyn escalation missions. Yeah, those have been there since Escalation released.
Hostile control point nearby.
When Escalation came out, you had all the missions from DC, New York, and Brooklyn all in that system. By the way, Grim redeemed a hydrate. Sorry, man, I was lost in thought. I will do it now because I do need to. Wild Will, you can try that command. Just put the exclamation point before build, and it'll give you the link. Doing just fine. Trying to get used to the Eagle's handling. Love the gun, but it jumps so quick. Yeah, it's definitely one of the jumpier guns in the game, which is I think maybe why I like it as much as I do. Is it has more of a skill curve compared to a lot of Div 2's weapons. Tell you what, we were talking earlier about things on a Division 3 wish list. Bring back weapon recoil. Why are 90% of the guns in this game complete laser beams? I feel like that devalues weapon handling itself, and it just makes for a less skillful game. But again, maybe that's just elitist rogue trying to ruin it for everybody. Imagine not subscribing to Rogue on both Twitch and YouTube. Couldn't be me. Karmas, I appreciate you greatly. If you mean the paid form of subscription, it baffles me that anybody is generous enough to do so. It's above and beyond, and I would never ask anybody to do that, but you're incredibly kind for doing so. What is that weapon? This is the St. Elmo's Engine Exotic AR.
Heavily armored hostile detected. Reinforcements in place.
Who's got to go? Kaz has to go. Have a good one, man. Grim as well. Cheers, Grim. I appreciate you being here. I see you redeemed another hydrate. Keeping my voice nice and prime. I'll do it right now. Have a good one, though, man. Thank you as always. I wish my name popped up twice in Rogue's videos, but it doesn't. Yeah, if we had a separate list for all the Twitch people. I don't know if I can view that, though. Like, YouTube lets me even download a list of everyone who's a member. So it's very convenient to be able to set that up. I don't know if Twitch does that in the same way. Delta, what would you say is the best expertise materials farm for weapons? What do you mean? Like, are you saying the materials specific to weapons, such as, what are they called? Receiver components? Or what do you mean exactly by materials for weapons? Can I ask one question, Rogold? Istvan, I hope I'm saying that correctly. You can ask as many questions as you would like, my friend. By the way, Lich, good evening to yourself. Welcome in. Steel. I think they tell you some of the breakdown drop by True Sons. I would say, like, I think retaliation is a good way to do that per faction now, given you'll exclusively be fighting that faction and just doing back-to-back control points. So I would say try some True Sons retaliations and see if you can get a good bit out of there. Telkantar, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Hi, Rogue, greetings from Poland. Hello. Planning any hybrid build with core strength? Not at the moment. I have not been working on or thinking about something in that realm. But if that's something you want to see, then as always, I'm open to requests. I'll certainly see if I can think of anything fun.
Civilians in distress.
I think the Dust Storm event is good for expertise. Now a bunch of materials in the caches. True. Yeah. I mean, there's fortunately a lot of things that will overlap. Like, you don't necessarily have to just say, okay, I'm just going after materials. Like, there's things to do that will get you progress in multiple categories.
Incoming hostiles detected.
Sending in drone.
Civilians in danger.
None of them left.
Love your videos, RG. Mark Poi, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well today.
After everything you've done,
You think they should bring back building exotics like the Chatterbox and the Nemesis? You mean like project-based ones? Boosting their recruitment efforts, make sure message doesn't spread. Oh, well, I'm right next to a propaganda. I don't think that... I think there is a time and place where that works well. I kind of like the approach they did in Destiny at times, where it's... if the exotic has the lore and the background and the reason for it to be like a project one and you build it up, then that would be cool. But I, in general, prefer drop-based items overall, so I think that should be the standard. But then if there's an exception to make for an item where it makes sense to be a project, then yeah, I'm totally fine with that. But at launch, it seemed like they wanted to like hit both, right? They wanted to have the drops and the projects. And I would personally rather they just lean drops more of the time.
Access key detected.
Oh, I thought I had to put in the key.
You do not need to fear the Black Tusk or the True Sons. We know that under General Ridgway,
Progress halted.
What? Insert the key? I was just there. No, now it lets me. Have you completed Hardcore Realism? You best believe, David. You best believe. I got my skin. Yeah, I completed it yesterday.
Civilians in distress.
And I'm very pleased with the reward. I am bummed that it's not a kill counter stat tracker skin like we originally thought. Or at least like I originally thought. But I do like the skin a good bit.
Manual override required.
Assume that's 1 out of 2. Okay, we need one more. We which I will go 4. Postman.
There's been a lot of Black Tusk activity around that metro entrance. Clear all hostile elements from the area.
Yeah, Mark, we typically just keep the vibes in the chat to our own community here, if that makes sense. Which build is strong? Full striker build or striker with memento backpack? Can't decide which one is better. It kind of just depends on what content you're playing. So if you're in like group content, in like an incursion or raid or I don't know, a bunch of other stuff, then running full striker with the backpack and the chest piece can be good. However, if you're playing solo, like I am right now in the open world, that's where I think the memento has a lot more value. So I think both of those builds are very good. It just depends on what scenario and what circumstance you're running them in.
Access key detected.
We have a vibe. We have the best vibe. Donkey, the best. Oh my goodness. What are the requirements to complete it? You just have to beat the campaign. So when you start a new character in Realism, it puts you at the beginning of the Warlords campaign, and you just have to go through it and complete Liberty Island and defeat Keener. You get 1 skin if you do it on regular, like Realism difficulty. Or Outlaw just asked, do you get all 4 skins if you do just Hardcore Realism? Yes. So if you complete a Hardcore character, then you will not only get the 2 new skins from this round of Realism, but you'll also get the 2 from last time. So if you just do 1 run through or completed campaign on Hardcore, then you will get all 4 total reward skins. Alright, so that's done. Black Tusk are launching a new offensive. Make sure they don't gain a foothold. I'm gonna guess that is just Black Tusk kills, perhaps? Mayhaps? The Paul Pants have been completed? Husky, good call. We'll go and grab them as soon as I finish the scout. Thanks for letting me know. How are you liking the new MMR? It's fun. I got a little bit annoyed with it just because it seems very prone to lose its sound from the audio bug. So I put it down for a little bit. But pretty much everything I said in my video, I think it's got a lot of potential to be a slightly more flexible exotic marksman option because you're not limited by damage for enemy hierarchy like you are with the Shroud, and the fact that it has the healing and damage protection component to its talent. I think it's a good bit of fun.
Got enough body bags for all of
Alright, we're gonna listen to the 2 comms right after this. No, I thought I stopped it. There we go.
Serious trauma detected.
Oh god. You didn't hear it. I didn't say it, McWayne. It was AI. It wasn't me. An exotic? Everybody say it with me in chat. I know you're going to anyway. Streamer luck. Got some BTS2 gloves.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Yeah, I did, Savage. We posted a recap video this morning, but I'm very glad that they've been working on it and that they seem to have a definitive fix. I'm looking forward to it.
Kill or shot them. I'm with you, UAV.
Why are y'all running so far? I don't even technically need to complete this. We already did.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
What was that name? I killed the boss too quickly, but that name was so long. What build are you using? I can show you in 2 seconds. There we go. There's the build. Lots of other nice things coming soon, 100%. What's up, Jake? Just got to level 40 on my PS5 because I switched from Xbox. Can you please link me your video of the most DPS PvE build, please? Most DPS. I'm trying to think of what would be the absolute most DPS. Where are my build videos? Here they are. I think I'll send you this one. Because I go over. Yeah. This should be good. This should suffice. There you go, Jake. I tagged in through a link in there. Blue said it was my 8 keys that put us over the edge to 10 million, just doing my part. Humble brag, humble brag. No, that's sick. That's insane. Hang on. Let's go look at that. If we just hit the 10 million, that means that from the time this stream began to now, over 100,000 keys were donated. That's crazy. How many people are out there spamming their key donations to make that happen in 2.5 hours?
Safe area detected.
Because when we looked at the start, it had not hit 9,900,000 yet. And now, yeah, it's just over 10 million. That's crazy. All right, here we go. The final reward is now available from the community chest. The Paul Pants. We'll put on the full thing in a second. I'm surprised my haven is empty here. Everybody's out farming. Let me clear all this stuff out. What's better, the Exodus gloves or the Overdogs? Horizon, it is entirely dependent on what you're doing / what you want out of the build. For damage, Exodus gives you no damage, right? So if you want more damage, then Overdogs is the way to go. If you want solo utility and a little bit of protection, then Exodus are what offer you that. So it just depends on what you're trying to do with the build. We'll get rid of all of that. All right, let's put on the full outfit, shall we? Paul Pants. There's so many cosmetics now in the game. They're gonna have to revamp the system there in a little bit. I like the fact that the little canteen baubles. That's cool. Also, the knee pads are kind of neat. That pattern. The Paul boots. Somewhere I went too far. P, Paul boots. And the mask. I did see, for those asking about the hood on this, like this shows, I think Pale confirmed on Twitter that it's a bug, that it only works with the Paul mask, and that that's going to get fixed in a future patch. But anyway, Paul mask. Are there Paul gloves? Hang on, let me check. No, there's parched gloves, so we'll just wear those. This is the full fit. Akito said I found you. Akito's here clapping. Let's put on a more appropriate color for this here. This is the full outfit for the community chest. Which I guess is supposed to be pretty much the outfit that the Paul boss wears out in the world. Looks fine. It looks fine. I will like when they fix this this hood for stuff that's not just this one mask. But I think the mask works. Does anyone know if this one is reactive to darkness? I would assume that it is. Kind of like the other NVGs that we have. But I don't know if I've tried it. Can we get a dark environment anywhere? I don't know if I can find a... Dolphin said it is. I believe you. We might not be able to find a spot in Haven, but... Why is it so well lit? Haven, turn some lights off. Conserve some energy. Sometimes... Oh, actually, I know what we can try. Hang on. I just want to see this before we move on. Who should be in the next creator collab for apparel? I'll do an outside pick here. I think they should go outside of the division space. And it should go to Allier. Allier, PewDiePie, Scarce. There you go. For legal reasons, this is a joke. There we go. It does work. Look at that. No idea who those guys are. That's probably for the better. I was entirely kidding. If anyone didn't catch my drift. So the goggles do work. That is the full outfit for the thing. Psycho, I was fortunate enough to already get some. I was in the first round of creator apparel that they did last year. Very cool deal. Very cool deal. Folks, I think that is mostly going to wrap up the stream for today. Slightly on the shorter end. I apologize. But we achieved most of the stuff that we wanted to. We did our farm in New York. We did all of our scouts. Oh wait, we didn't listen to the comms. Hang on. We'll do the 2 comms before we sign off. I don't remember which one came first. But let's listen to these.
You lost?
I'm looking for Zodiac. You know him?
Oh, lady, you don't just stroll up here dropping that name.
I'm Press.
Press. Thought that went extinct.
I'm legit. Paper route.
Well, you think we care about a headline nobody's gonna read? Go home.
I just have some questions.
Oh, you're persistent.
Comes with the job.
Huh, I'll give you that. Wait here.
Okay. So Zodiac is absolutely going to be involved in the finale then, huh? It seems like it.
We're rolling. Ignore the microphone, just be yourself.
What do you want to know?
How did you end up running the hyenas?
I don't run them. People gather where they're fed.
And you feed them spice.
Oh wait, this is Zodiac.
Spice, steam, haze. Whatever you want to call it.
Would you say the hyenas have become dependent on you?
Oh, some. But most were dependent on something long before the outbreak.
Are you a dictator?
A dictator forces obedience. All I have is contention. Isn't that democracy?
So this is your vision, a chemically dependent democracy.
No laws, no borders, no bureaucrats telling people what they can or can't put in their bodies.
You sound like a reluctant leader.
I'm just trying to build a simple world without cages, where citizens can live how they want.
What about the missing civilians? Can they live how they want?
Ah, there it is.
It's a fair question.
It's the only question you came here to ask. Nice try. Switch it off.
Well, okay, I didn't think they would actually include Zodiac so early in the comms. I mean, maybe that's not going to be the finale, but given that's one of the last council members that we never dealt with, you would think that might be included. I guess we shall see. Where do you think the finale mission will be located? I mean, it'd be cool if it was in one of the DZs, right? Given that's been the theme of the season, turn that into a mission space, but I don't know. We got 2 Eagle Bears off of 1 Hunter yesterday in the DZ. Wild. Somebody said, where do you get the outfit? If you contribute to the community chest in New York as part of the event right now, then you can get all 3 pieces. You can see the challenge has been completed, so just donate. It should just be 1 key, I think, and you can claim all of these from the community chest. All right, everybody. Now that we listened to those, I'm going to sign off. Thank you all once again for being here and hanging out. I appreciate it greatly. I'll just scroll back here. But Leo and Michael and Matt Kane with the gifteds on Twitch, very kind of y'all. Everybody else, thank you so much for hanging out and being generous and being awesome as always. I will be back on Thursday for another stream. But until then, Rogue Gold out.